All right. Hey everybody, so we are in the green room. First show Thursday night at the Ontario Improv. Most people don't know like what we do and how we think and how we process. So first of all, I showed up to the green room and there's two guys that I'd never met before that are going to be opening for me because I'm always looking for young talent in Cisco. Watch for the guys, and he said they were funny. So introduce yourself, guys.
Hi, I'm John Brickley.
Connor Roman, Billings, Montana.
They were so white, dude.
From Montana.
We got my opener, Cisco Durant, and my nephew, Ryder Stunlap over here. And so people always ask me personally, like, how do I change my act when I go to different places, especially because I end up going to places like Billings, not often, but like Helena, and places like that. And people ask, you know, how is it different in each market, so to speak? So from my perspective, Ontario, so there's two malls in Ontario, the Rich People Mall and the Outlet Mall. And the club is in the Outlet Mall. And I remember there was one point when they were building that new mall that people had asked me, like, what do you think about moving this over there? And I always said, don't do it. Comedy for me is always best with people that struggle, don't have a lot of money. For me, the poorer people are, the more they want to laugh, and the less bullshit they have as a filter. The more money you make, the bigger your filter becomes of like what's funny, what's not funny. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
Yeah.
Because when you're broke, you don't give a shit. You know, you don't care about feelings.
You don't look down on anybody.
You know what I mean? It's that feeling of like, oh, I'm supposed to be careful? Fuck you! I just got pulled over for no fucking reason. I got, you know, that kind of
That's
thing.
my job.
Right?
Yeah,
And
sure.
so for me, coming to that part of it, love. And then the Latino part of it is just built in.
Yeah.
And ever since Trump, for some reason, my Latino audience has gotten bigger. I fought with my white audiences.
Yeah.
I feel like because my last name is Mencia, some people after that are like, oh, you're against him and the wall and all this shit. And so no, it is. But I love coming here because I feel like I can do almost every single joke about me growing up without having to add little tiny pieces of like, some of you get this or some of you know this. I can't do complete Spanish bits because the percentage of people, believe it or not, that speak Spanish here is not as big as like Miami.
Yeah.
In Miami, I literally go, how many people don't speak Spanish? And
It's like
literally four hands go up. We're recording at this very minute. And so it's not as like Mexican-y as everybody thinks it is, but it's very kind of Chicano, very of Mexican descent, can tell stories about roosters, and like I can tell a joke here about, you know, that you're in a neighborhood that used to be kind of not Latino but is becoming Latino when you can't open the garage doors because somebody lives there. And this is a place where people will go like, oh fuck yeah, dude, my neighbors, and you know, and there's something really cool about that. But how many times have you guys performed in this area or here at the club?
You know, I've performed here a few times, and they're pretty like grassroots. They really like to, you know, play along with you.
Right.
So.
Where are you originally from?
Minneapolis, Minnesota.
So is that where you did most of your beginning comedy?
You know, I moved out here and started doing comedy.
Okay.
So I know LA is what I know, or the LA area. So yeah, I mean, does
it feel foreign out here in any way? Does it feel like you need to adjust? Does it feel like you need to change anything?
I feel like I have to censor myself more in LA than I do out here. I can be full on John out here.
It's that poor people mentality.
Yeah,
right. It's the people that are like, look, I can't afford to live in LA, so you tell me I can't laugh at those people? Go fuck yourself. No, it's not an overt thing. It's very subconscious. But what I've discovered in comedy is when you can get into the psyche of the subconscious and then tap into that without them knowing, you can be funny about anything. I mean, I get to places where I can do jokes about me being raped as a kid and people laugh. But you can't start off with that, of course.
No.
You know what I mean? You
Ease
gotta,
them in.
but you can do that not by jokes,
Yeah.
but by mentally figuring out where they are,
Right.
and then where you are, and how to bring them in from a psychological standpoint.
Have
What about you?
issues. What was?
Like from you're originally from.
I'm from Montana.
Did you come here pretty young like him?
Yeah, well, I'm actually still living in Montana. I'm
Oh,
moving
okay.
out here in May, so this is my 5th time out here. So it's all.
So what have you ever performed here at this
I haven't
specific club?
performed out here at this club. No, I did
Okay.
Oxnard. I've done.
So how did Oxnard feel? Oxnard's somewhat similar to here. How did that feel?
good. I liked it, man. I mean, I remember the show that I did was kind of a smaller room, but I mean,
Right.
it was still a beautiful room, beautiful club. But
Right.
it was fun. I mean, it's been pretty cool to.
Did you feel like you had to change your stuff from what you did up there to down here?
No, I mean, honestly, it's been pretty. That's been one of the more rewarding things is coming out here and seeing that a lot of stuff that I've been getting laughs with back in Montana, still translates out here. So
That's nice.
that's been a pretty big fucking relief for
That's
me.
good,
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because out here, I guess you kind of feel what we people of color feel when we go to Montana. Except, here's the thing: if you look at America, right, like that red-blue map, the majority of the country is red.
Yeah.
And so if you do red style jokes, they're going to apply way more to you than the blue jokes to me. And so if there's anything like from a theoretical standpoint, we have to adjust our shit way more to Appleton, Wisconsin, to just outside of Terre Haute, Indiana, any of those markets, even Indianapolis. You know what I mean? Unless we're like right in St. Paul. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're not
the
gonna find
minute
a
you
lot
go a
of
little outside to the, what's the name of that casino? That
Which one?
the one outside of Minneapolis.
Mystic Lake,
No, there's another one.
Treasure Island.
Treasure Island.
There you go.
Yeah. So that place, that the audiences are really fun, but
Yeah.
really eclectic and different.
And
But when
they-
you
and
perform in
they
the
party
city, I feel
weird,
like
yeah.
it's different. Yeah.
And they party weird too, because I went to a party that was weird over
They
there.
party weird.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's how.
because
That's
I
how
was like in a teepee, and then everybody was like on drugs and shit, and then like they slept there and it was.
They did a
up on
vision
fire.
quest kind of, and he didn't.
So, like, I'm the
weird
old-
one. What
I
are you
was-
talking about?
Oh, that's when the Kraken happened.
Yeah, the Kraken happened.
Oh, because there were these girls that had been out there on a
For-
teepee
for like
and
2
not
days.
and not showered or anything.
Oh shit.
And so my buddy gave this girl a massage, and she was naked all the way. Well, she was all the way down to her underwear, and he was giving her a massage, and everything was cool.
Yeah.
And then she picked up to take off her underwear, and he said that he got
An
a
aroma.
whiff of something because she hadn't showered.
Yeah, dude.
And he said, no, and put her underwear back on.
Oh, and that's when he called me. He was like, "We need to get the fuck out of here."
Yeah.
Right.
Ah, shit.
But that's a whole different thing. Now, you pretty much are from this area. Your mom is my sister Olga. She's not far from here. How have you seen? How do you change, or do you change for these audiences?
Personally, I don't change because one, I talk about myself most of the time.
Right.
So therefore, people want to know who you are as a person or as a comic. So for me, it becomes easy. Although it reminds me of performing with you in Birmingham, Alabama. That night I bombed.
We got something in common, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's because you guys didn't listen to me.
Yeah.
I tried to warn you guys.
Yeah, this was the first year with you, or my second year in comedy, third year in comedy, but first time on tour with you. And like I was progressively getting better because Juan was there, like mentored me, and Joey was there, so I kept. And then I was like, all right, we're going to Birmingham. I'm like, cool. And I go on stage. I'm the opener, right? Nothing. And I was like, you asking me. I was in the car the whole time, like, man, I don't even think I should be doing this shit. And he'll come to the car, he's like, dude, you're alright. He's like, man, come on. I'm just like, nah, man, you could probably send me home because I don't think this is like, I wasn't cut for it at the time. And after the whole tour, like, that's when I started, like, you know what? There are people just like me. Tell them your story. And that's when I started developing like more about my personal life, so people can engage and have a better understanding of who I am. So when it comes to the demographics here, I enjoy it because one, I'm poor, and everybody in Ontario they're not poor, but
They have a poor mentality.
Yeah, exactly.
Because most of them come from a poor neighborhood, and they wanted to live in a nice house, but they couldn't afford this house.
So Ontario.
30 miles toward LA.
Oh, yeah.
And so they're like, dude, Fontana, we could get this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that mentality is still save money and
Yeah.
work hard and,
Yeah.
you know what I mean,
Yeah,
bust your
for
ass and do that whole thing. How do you feel about it? You've been with me. You've been with me for 5 years, pretty much one of the longer openers, and you got to see a lot of these changes.
Yeah, well, I mean, for this club specifically, it's top 3 club for me. So
From a performance
from a
place.
performance.
Oh yeah, I would
Because
say
of
number
what?
one club.
For the
Because-
same reasons we're talking about, or something different?
I feel like, so I grew up poor.
They get it.
Yeah, like I grew up poor, so like I never really had the luxuries and stuff like that. And my dad went from the ghetto to a little, like it was still ghetto, but it was a little nicer.
And you feel that these people
so it's
can
the same thing.
grasp
so,
that?
Yeah. So when I first came here, did great, but then like I had to realize that I had to adjust my material for everybody because same thing with me. I went to
You're
Birmingham,
being too
Alabama.
specific.
I was in Birmingham, Alabama, and I thought I could do the same fucking jokes from Miami, and then I crickets for 4 shows out of the 5, dude. So it was a bad weekend.
Thank God we only did one.
No, I was there for 5.
No, if you would have done, we would have done 5, you would have figured it out. I would have
Yeah,
told
yeah,
you, like,
yeah,
do
yeah.
this or that.
I figured it out by show 4.
Right.
So by show 4, it was like better, and then 5 was like, okay, I feel.
Wait, how long ago was this though?
Dude, this was 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
5 years ago. So where it was just me and him.
Yeah.
No, me, him, and Momo. And then
Oh,
Momo, so like I ate it, and then Momo just was like a superstar. Like
crushed
he crushed it.
Wow.
And I was like, I hate this dude.
But again, like his material is kind of for everybody.
But
when
that-
he talks about
yeah.
the
It was relationships.
relationship
Yeah.
stuff, exactly.
But what-
So that stuff connected.
Yeah, what made me do, like when I saw him, I was like, you know what, I gotta do different things, and then from there it just I think next year when I came back, it was like I killed it, So it's always progressing, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, because whenever you go on, like if you were to go on stage tonight and say, man, there's a lot of Mexicans, or some version of that, you begin to alienate yourself from them because you're not just saying you guys are this. You're also saying I'm not that, or I'm not a part of you, or you know what I mean?
Right.
It's also
So
like when you
there's a
told me-
distance. It's like when you do this all the time because pretty much every show because of the joke that you do. But it's kind of like when you go on stage and you go, "Oh, how many black people here? 3?"
Yeah.
That I cringe.
Well, I don't do
I
that.
cringe.
First of all, I don't do
every
that
show.
anymore.
You do it every show.
But it's the way-
Thank you, bro. Thank you. He does it every show. No.
Last night I just said there's a black guy right here. Thank you for coming out like that.
Let me explain why he does it. He does it because he does
Trying
a
to
joke
set it up for
about
him,
how he just found out he's black. It's a whole Dominican thing, but the opposite side of that is that whenever black people do come, they feel kind of like, oh, we're not supposed to be here, or this is not normal for us to be here. That's what I hear.
I don't get that.
You don't get it, but listen, I love you. There's another side to I love you. There's another side to I hate you. There's always another side to how people depict it. Look, so as an example, if 2 groups of black people show up, and at the end of the show, you've made fun of one of them for sure because of your joke, and probably pointed out the other one. Those 2 people, in my opinion, are going to go tell all their African American friends, it was great, but they picked on us. Be ready to get picked on. And what?
I don't know about that.
Ask these guys if that's not the
Well,
dynamic.
they're white, so it doesn't count.
The fuck does that mean?
There's 2 white people. It doesn't
But
count.
dude, it's the opposite of what you did the first time we went to Birmingham. When I told you, don't go on stage and say, man, there's a lot of white people. Because you're immediately saying, 98% of you, I have no idea what the fuck you're about.
There is a lot of white people in that.
But that's my point. You saying there are a lot of white people is the same as you saying there aren't a lot of black people.
Yeah,
Do you see what I'm saying? They're both
Alienating
ends of the
yourself.
same coin.
I get it.
And so for me, when you say it, I cringe, even though I don't tell you not to do it because it's part of your act and I get it. But I would much rather you connect those dots without
Yeah.
alienating people or making them feel like they don't belong to part of what you're saying.
I get it.
You know, whereas what I try to teach you guys is inclusivity. For you guys, if you've never done a show with me like you're gonna, they're here to laugh. Don't kiss their ass.
Nope.
Don't say Mexicans are awesome. Don't say white people suck. just do your shit.
I'm gone.
Do your shit. No, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't listen. Don't ever go on stage and do for the audience so much that you lose yourself.
Yeah.
The integrity of who you are has to be there.
Yeah, they can smell it out if you're
Right.
being fake. Yeah.
Well, yeah, like if you don't do jokes about how you were the quintessential prototype
Yeah.
of what every white dude wishes they were,
Marvel, man, right here.
that'd be awesome. And to me,
he's a 10 in Montana.
Yeah.
You're like a
Bro.
10 over here. You're like
bitch,
a 7.
he's a 10 everywhere.
He's not a 10 here.
Bro, here he's a 12. What are you talking about?
No, he's
He
like
looks like
He's
that.
like an 8.
Bullshit. And
Dirty
he'll-
dancing, bro. Dirty
and
dancing.
he'll give
Dirty
you
dancing.
wait, and he'll give
That's
you a
what's
green
crazy,
card,
bro.
right? He'll give you a green card too. He's a 15 here. What are you talking about?
I'll take an 8, man.
No, but my point is that if you don't address that, to me, as an audience member, I feel like you're not addressing something that you should be addressing. It's like his weight. He at some point has to acknowledge it.
Yeah.
You have to acknowledge what you look like
Yeah.
and the good shit that comes from
Face of
it.
the patriarchy.
And the bad shit that comes from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You should go on stage and I don't know what you do, but you should talk about how cool it is, the benefits of this. But there's another side to it. And then bring them into the humanity of who you are without so to speak, ignoring them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if they see you like that. And by the way, if somebody goes, you're not a 10, you could be like, oh, fucking thank you. You know the burden I carry? That I'm a fucking 10? When everybody tells you you're a fucking 10? Yeah!
And I also feel that
exactly.
I also feel that if you do let them know who you are, the other jokes that aren't you, that'll go over easy. At least that's my perspective, and that's how my jokes are. Because I set it up where I'm talking about myself or these incidents, and then it just goes into like whatever I kind of want to talk about.
Yeah.
But they're already with me because they're like, oh, his grandma's racist, this, and this.
Yeah.
You know, so they're more comfortable now, so they're ready for the ride.
Yeah, once they get a sense of who you are as a person,
Yeah.
I feel like there are a lot more, there's a lot more jokes that you open up for yourself because they kind of have at least a basic understanding of how your mind works and how you operate,
Right.
you know.
Exactly.
But they also think
You can also
listen,
talk about how you used to be fat and now you're
I do
fucking
talk
this
about
guy.
that.
That's half of us in here.
right.
You know?
Before you go on stage, though, right? Before you open your mouth and you step on that stage, the audience, within 2 seconds,
Makes it.
have in their mind. It's by the way, it's what keeps us alive, right?
Yeah.
It's the moment that your brain sees something and goes, "That's gonna eat me. That's gonna fuck with me." No, it's that same part of a human being that reads you and goes, "Oh, he's not a threat, or he is a threat, or he's arrogant, or he's not arrogant." You know what I mean? All of those things that come with what you look like when you go on stage. This is why I never dress nice, because when I dress really nice, I come off as a dick. Because I come off as an elitist wearing a suit and tie, telling normal people how to act. Go fuck yourself. I work at Starbucks, bitch. But when I look like I might work at Starbucks and I do a joke about that, then people can accept it because it looks like it's coming from a different place.
Yeah.
My point to you guys is
Like that.
address those issues straight on and play with those because those are going to exist almost everywhere you go.
Well, and if you don't, you're leaving something on the table. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's what I tell him. He doesn't have one thing that I don't know if you guys have, an introductory set yet.
Yeah.
He's got really, really funny jokes and bits, but he still doesn't have that set of like, hey everybody, I know you don't know who I am. This is who I am. This is my parents. This is I grew up. This is my religion. I'm not like that anymore. He still goes to stuff that is funny that he likes, but without going to that place. And I still think that he needs that, because if you did that in places like Montana where you
I think great in Montana.
You would've won that.
Dude,
First of all, I should have won it.
I agree.
That's
with
my
that.
point.
I agree with that.
That's
That's
my
my
point.
Should
point.
have fucking won it, but I didn't because.
But you didn't because of your material.
No, that wasn't it.
What was it?
They were pushing their clients.
Oh yeah.
I can
Beer-
neither
beer one,
confirm
right?
or
You
deny.
can't confirm or deny that.
Because they're part of it.
Yeah.
But I can tell you right now, I should have been 1 or 2.
Nah,
I
for
I
sure.
agree you should have plus. I agree with that you should.
The way I had that audience rolling,
Right.
1 or 2 for sure.
Cool.
And but then I had to leg up because I performed there with you before.
Right.
At the the
Yeah.
Babcock Theater.
Right.
So it's like I know how to perform there already, but regardless, I should have been 1 or 2, and I came in 4th. So I was like, whatever.
Well, this is what was going on in our minds in the green room right before the show. And by the way, this is just us talking. right after we close this, everybody's gonna go their separate ways and try to filter whatever it is, look at the audience, see it, survey it,
Yeah.
try to figure out what to do, what's best. Everybody's gonna watch the first comic. So who's going on first? What's it gonna be?
I don't know. I think we're gonna put him up first. Connor.
You're
Okay.
hosting though, yeah?
No host. So we're tag team.
We're just gonna tag team. So he's gonna go on first. So we're all gonna look at him, see what he does, see how they react, and then
If you bump him
gauge.
laughing, I'm telling you right now.
We gauge
Laugh in
the
my
audience
face, man.
immediately. Try to figure out
Right.
how much fun they want, how far they can go, like where is their sensitivity, where's their lines, what are their lines, and then kind of go with that. And so that's where we're gonna go, man. So this is us in the green room at the Ontario Improv. See you next episode, man. Say goodbye, kids.
Bye.
See you guys.
Bye.
So
Bringing
you
you
like
up then?
What?
Bringing you up?
Yeah.